We are live, and I have to apologize to our audience this evening. Carolyn gave such a great introduction. I don't want her to have to repeat it again, but I have to acknowledge her great introduction. As we are Talents Unlimited Toastmasters, we meet every Wednesday at 7 p.m., where we talk about various subjects, some of it controversial, some of it fun, and now tonight it's going to be informative, or we would like it to be. So without further ado, tonight's subject is building your body for the beach. It's summertime, folks. It's summertime. So what is it about having that beach body? I mean, we all hear about it. What is a beach body? Jim, what does a beach body mean to you?
Oh heck, I don't know. I gave up on having a beach body after I left the Navy. Typically, beach body means a well well trimmed, well fit body. Clearly, I don't meet that mode anymore. Uh, if you saw me when I was 24, 25 years old, I had that big 42-inch chest and that 28-inch waist. One of these things. Uh, Not anymore. I got boobies now.
You mean it's a booby trap?
Yeah, I clearly don't fit that definition anymore.
Carolyn, what about for women? How does for females out there, what does a beach body mean for women? And perhaps you can give a little bit of insight, uh, because you are a Mary Kay. Yeah. So what does it take? What does it mean to you?
Well, I think the beach body is commercialized because to me, anybody that wants to go to the beach can have a beach body. You at the beach, you have a body, you have a beach body. But for the commercial and socialization, it's normally women that can wear a bikini or, you know, wear little to nothing, you
Mhm.
know, slim and trim, like I was until I was probably in my 40s. So that's what it means for a lot of, you know, people because a lot of people go to the beach to look at the people that's at the beach and
Mhm.
that's what they enjoy about the beach. So for women, it's being able to wear a certain type of swimsuit, be slim and trim,
Mhm.
and nobody fat.
Nobody fat.
You
Well, I don't know about that, about the
Robert,
fat.
you see these cartoons, Robert, where you get these really good people that are fit and trim, and then all of a sudden you come up to a big mound on the thing, and right, and then all of a sudden they zoom out of the mound and you find out it's a person, and everyone thinks it's like a beach whale. Well, that beach whale is me.
They don't try to push you back into the ocean, do they?
Not yet. Not yet.
Yep.
I look like one of those elephants that are pregnant.
Well, hello, Flora. It's glad to see you here this evening. We're talking about beach bodies and why we every year everybody, well, there's always a message out there to everyone's working towards their beach body. So,
Hello, everybody.
hi.
Hi, Flora.
How you guys doing?
We
All
doing
right.
great. What about yourself?
I'm working on it.
You're working on it. So Florida, you're a retired nurse, and so from a health perspective, when people talk about trying to achieve a beach body, what does that mean to you, being in the health?
what it means to me is one thing. Having a beach body does not mean being slim, thin, skinny, and none of that. To me, having a beach body is no real such thing. Just you being dressed as you would like to be dressed, say on a beach, or participating in water activities, I can see, dressing the occasion. But of course, we do slim down during the summer because seem like the winter just packs on the pounds. So we do start working about January. Usually the stores, like always, give us these ideas that we need all of this summer stuff. So that's what my idea of a beach body is, which is not very much.
Well, for me, aside from physique, weight, if you will, getting out in the sun, getting a little color. Uh, do I go running in the sand for miles and miles or on the boardwalk for miles and miles? No. Normally I'll take long walks and just take in all of the scenery. But I don't do anything out of the ordinary. It's funny, we talk about trying to develop a beach body, but what's the first thing people do when they get to the beach? They want to drink and eat, right? So I guess you're building for that, the ultimate appetite and the ultimate drinking opportunity. I guess. But from a Toastmasters perspective, a beach body, does Toastmasters come into building that beach environment, that beach confidence? Carolyn?
I don't know because I'm not a person that really likes the beach. Now, I know a lot of people when they go to the beach, they want to spend 3 to 4 hours or more at the beach. Now, my ideal of going to the beach is spending 30 minutes. If I have to stay over an hour, that's long enough for me. But that I am not a beach person or water person. I'm not very outdoorsy. So I do go to the beach with the family. I don't see the excitement. I've been to different beaches. I've even been snorkeling, but I just don't, I'm not a water person, so I don't have the excitement that people have for going to the beach. Now, in a Toastmasters perspective, for people that like going to the beach, I guess you would say that they enjoy it, just like they enjoy Toastmasters and coming to the meetings and being in leadership positions. But I am not a beach person.
So Jim,
I
what do
go,
you think? I'm sorry, Carolyn.
that's all right. I only go, I've taken my daughter. That's the only
Okay.
reason I would go to the beach.
So Jim, do you see any correlation or any kind of a relationship or anything that Toastmasters can contribute to a beach excursion?
Well, it would depend on what's going on. I mean, if you're gonna be an MC on stage somewhere where they're having music and stuff like that, and or some kind of a show, or the bars that are out there that do the different shows, and you can MC those or whatever. So you certainly have those options, but I would tend to think that it would work in the opposite direction. So you go down to the beach and you have all these experiences at the beach. Then you go to your Toastmasters club and you start talking about them. I remember once when, oh, I don't know, I think my kids were like 4 or 5 years old, and we went to the beach. The first thing I did, of course, was just lay out, right, while the kids are going in the water. I fell asleep in the sun. Now I'm white, but it doesn't take long. doesn't take long for me to fall asleep in the sun, and it certainly doesn't take long for the sun to change my skin color. So I fell asleep, and my wife gave my kids some cucumbers. And,
Oh.
and instead of eating the cucumbers, they placed them on certain parts of my body. And they left them there. And of course, 15 minutes later, they turned around, they tried to put some on my eyes. So I woke up. And when I woke up, all the ones that were on my body, they fell off. But wherever they were, I now have circles of white across a red looking body. Oh, I mean, you have different things like that go on. And you just tell those experiences when you're at Toastmasters. Right? You write a whole story or speech behind the different things that go on, and bring that kind of excitement and that experience to your audience.
Mhm. I see Toastmasters playing a role from what you learn at Toastmasters. As an example, you put your blanket down there, and you may, you're basically camped out at your spot. And then you have all these other individuals around you. And as we know, Toastmasters is a great way to start a conversation, a competent conversation without, let's just say, words, undesirable words, if you will. Or if you're going to a restaurant, I can see Toastmasters playing a part in that, speaking with more confidence, and I can see an advantage there, definitely. But I agree with Carolyn. I go there not to go in the water anymore. It's more of just for me going to a restaurant, and, like last week, was it? I believe it was last week or two. We went to Ventura. It was Memorial Weekend. Went to Ventura, took in the harbor, watched a couple bands play, and just had a nice Mexican dinner. For a long period of time. A lot of margaritas going, that's for sure.
So at that
Right.
point, you didn't go to the beach. You went to the bar.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Basically, I mean, it was there. I looked at it, but I didn't basically go, into the water. So,
Yeah,
but
I don't
I guess it's more of a relaxation for me.
I don't see going to the beach without going in the water. To me, that's just, why bother? If you're not gonna go in the water, you can just do whatever you want at home or somewhere else. You don't need to be at the beach. But the timing of the beach and when you go is totally different depending on where you're from. But right now we're down here in Florida, and my kids grew up here. So for them, when the temperature gets around 75 or 80, it's time to start going to the beach. But I'm from Connecticut. So one time around the Christmas season, my sister came down from Connecticut to visit. And we packed everyone into the cars and we took them all down to the beach. And my sister and I jumped in the water. We started swimming. And the water temperature is like 55 or 60 degrees. Everybody's looking at us like we're nuts. But for us, it was swimming weather. This was the beginning of summer back home. So we didn't have any problem with it. I'm
Yeah,
sure if you get someone from Alaska to come down to Florida and it's 40 degrees outside, they're probably gonna go swimming.
I imagine so. And I don't know, doesn't your heart rate adjust to something like that, to where it'll where you'll tolerate it?
Uh,
So,
I don't know the physiology behind it.
yeah.
When summer came around for us, springtime started in April and things started warming up. And for us, as soon as it starts warming up, it's time to go to the beach when we were kids. So it hits 60 degrees, we're there. We're ready.
And Flora, if What type of activities in the course of your adventures at the beach that you recall about going down there for your enjoyment? Microphone must, or speaker must be down.
She's probably working with
Yeah.
Denny.
So
There are people who do a lot of sports stuff like you were talking about earlier. But we had, it wasn't this club. It was the Thursday night club. At the Thursday night club, we had a member that used to go down and do tournaments for volleyball at the beach.
oh wow.
Yeah, and she was really good at it. She had a lot of great stories to tell.
Probably like knuckleheads like me trying to play beach volleyball. And I mean try. The only thing I did right was walk, because I'll tell you, it's a whole different a level of any kind of physical activity is trying to play an aggressive sport in the sand. It's just, it's not happening for me.
It's fun. Volleyball is fun.
Oh, I love it, but not in the sand. It just doesn't work.
And then we took my son and his friends down to Muscle Beach,
Oh, okay.
and they were down there. And we walked around down there. You'd see all the different shops and things like that. But when you got to the part where the weights were, like his eyes like, whoa. You see these big guys with these big, huge chests and arms. Their arms are as thick as my legs, you know?
So, Carolyn, what do you recall early in your life when you were young about your activities at the beach? And did you do
Well, when
anything
I was
special to
young,
get ready?
we didn't live near a beach, so we didn't go to the beach when I was young.
Oh, okay.
So I don't remember ever going to the beach. Like I say, we're not water people, so we didn't go to the beach a lot. I did go to the beach. I have been to the beach as an adult, and I took my daughter, and I like going to the beach where the water is warm. I don't like the cold water. And basically, I like the blue water. So when I go to I have most fun at the beach. It's like if I'm in Cancun, Jamaica, or someplace where the water is warm and the water is blue. But like I say, I'm not gonna. I'll spend a little time in the water, but I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time in the water. I sit out on the beach and have a cocktail. That's basically what I'm gonna do. But I'm not. I may play. We may dig in the sand and build a sand castle or something like that. Like my granddaughter, she likes to play in the water, so and put sand and stuff on her. I don't like doing that. I don't want any sand on me. So I'm never gonna be buried in the sand. So that's not my thing. So
But if you like the warm water, let's go down to Guam.
well, I like warm
This,
water because I don't like the cold. I like the California, the beaches in California. I'm never go, I may put my feet in the water. That's all I'm gonna do here.
let's go to Guam. We'll go to Gab Gab Beach. It is America's best kept diving secret.
Okay.
It's warm water. You can get in there and you could see a mile underneath the water. It's
Okay.
What?
crystal clear. It
Really?
is it is an awesome place to go diving. Go on the leeward side of Guam. It is probably one of the best places in the entire world to go dive. Outside of maybe the Marianas Trench.
Okay.
I
Yeah, I
recall
wouldn't mind going diving.
I recall when I was a youth, I living in San Diego into my teenage years. I went to my junior high school. They call it middle school now, but it was called a junior high school. Pacific Beach Junior High School in San Diego. And our school, I'm gonna say, was probably a half a mile from the beach. So we would have a friend who lived closer to the beach, and all of our boards would be at the beach, at his home. So we would leave, a buddy of mine and I would leave. We go to my friend's house, pick up the boards. There were no wetsuits. There wasn't anything back then. And we would do our business with our surfboards and things, because the waves are, the tides was usually there. And so we would do our business, surfing and things like that. And then we would go to school with our swimming trunks on and a t-shirt and flip-flops. It was pretty, let's just say, a pretty free lifestyle going to school. That's when your homework, you could carry your homework in your back pocket in those days.
So does that mean you were a hippie?
No, we weren't hippies. I didn't have a tie-dye, but no, we would have, we didn't have any showers or anything there. And we would go to class with sand in our hair. It wouldn't be combed, right? It wouldn't be combed. And we'd smell like, salty. And the teachers used to get kind of irritated with the whole group. Of course, we all had different homerooms. But when we would sit down, we would always leave sand in our chairs. But it was pretty, it was like that every day. And it didn't even matter, winter or summer, didn't matter, because as a matter of fact, during the winter time, it was probably more, I'm not going to say pleasurable, but your body did not have to make an adjustment, for me anyways, because the outside temperature and the water temperature were almost the same. So it was like, it was nothing. But like you, Jim, I recall one Thanksgiving weekend where I did go to the beach, but this is in Ventura. It was nighttime. And the water temperature was probably 60 degrees, if that. But the air temperature was like 58. So when I went into the water, it was like, oh man, this is a blast. Nothing like Connecticut, that's for sure. That's for sure. So a lot of sandy here back in those days. I miss them for sure.
Yeah, see, we lived like about 3 hours from the beach, so
Yeah.
How did you get rid of the sand in your hair?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, we would just run our fingers through the hair.
Ah, so
We didn't have,
that's what happened to your hairline.
yeah, we didn't have any combs or anything. And the girls wouldn't let us use their brushes, that's for sure, right?
Oh, of course.
So it was pretty stringy. It was pretty stringy, and yeah, I recall this one guy. His name was David. You talk about an odd last name, of Slaughtower.
Hmm.
I don't know where that comes from, but Slaughtower. And I remember he would always cut his shin. And as far as I can remember, during the whole time in junior high school, he could, that thing would never heal because he always cracked or broke the same scab every time.
Hmm.
Crazy. We didn't have wetsuits. We didn't have wetsuits at that time. So I'm not going to say we roughed it, but it was just part of growing up.
You should stick to the rub your hands story for your head.
Oh,
My dad was going bald back here. So his story was the teacher would always poke him in the head. He poked so hard the hair came out.
yeah. As a matter of fact, on Facebook, I rec I joined a, what do you want to call it, a group, and it was Pacific Beach Junior High School. Somebody reached out to me, and so I joined the community. And I recall one time a streaker, back when streaking was popular, running through the courtyard, but naked. So I can picture it now. It was so long ago, but I can picture it. I can see it right now. It was so funny.
Some pictures never leave your head.
Yeah,
Right.
no.
Some stuff you cannot unsee.
No, but
So when you joined that group on Facebook, did you reunite with any of your old buddies from back then?
no, no. Everyone, the last time I got a hold of anybody through Facebook, uh, his name was Fred, and he remembered me, and obviously we ran together. But last I heard of him, and this is over 10, 15 years ago, I believe, probably about 15 years ago. I said, "What are you doing?" Now, this guy was a diehard surfer. I mean, that was it. That was it. That's all he wanted to do in life, even after high school. And so he moved down to Mexico. And I asked him, Fred, what are you doing down there? How do you earn a living?" And he goes, "All I do is I paint and I sell my paintings." I said, "When did you become an artist?" He goes, "It didn't matter. It was something that was unique and people liked it and they bought it." So, so that supported his lifestyle down there. So I thought that was pretty funny. Not
So he's
surprising.
so he still does surfing down there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Living the life. Living the life.
Well, he must be happy. Good for him.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm sure he is. So Jim, you have that Pismo Beach behind you. Not
Pensacola
Pismo,
Beach?
Pensacola.
Yeah.
So Pensacola. You're at the beach. You got to be visiting the beach. You got to be doing, even if you just go there to just cruise or eat.
I have not since I've been back. I
Really?
have not been there. Yeah. I bought this house with the pool, so I don't have to go.
That's true. That's true. You don't have to worry about getting the sand out of your toes.
No, I don't worry about it. And my kids are all grown, they have families of their own. So if they want to go to the beach, they can, but I don't have to.
So Carolyn, you said that lived 3 hours from the beach. So when you go, was it a huge event where you packed pretty heavy?
No, I said my family, when I went to the beach with my daughter, now I don't go to the beach to eat and do all of that. That's not what I go for. So no, I don't. I don't pack heavy. We just go, and if I'm gonna buy food, I buy food at the place. I'm not gonna pack stuff that you have to carry and clean up and unpack when you get home. So a lot of times they have like the beaches in Galveston. So they have like the beach, and then they have a man-made beach that you can go to that they brought in white sand so that you can go to. But they have stuff that you can buy you can buy drinks and food or whatever at the beach. So no, I don't pack go to the beach. Not even when I
You-
go on vacation. That's not, like here when my daughter and them go, they like to pack stuff to go to the beach. We are here, but we don't pack a lot of stuff because, we pack snacks for the kids.
Mhm.
And, we take water and stuff, and we take toys for my granddaughter to play with when we go to the beach here. I don't pack. She packed up. She got the baby. I don't have a baby. So I only take a towel. I only take a towel and a water. Like I said, most of the time I don't get in the water. I go out there with her and watch her get in the water. I stand on the edge.
You mentioned they brought in white sand. So typically, what what is Galveston like without them bringing the white sand? And where do
Okay,
they
so
get the white sand?
I don't know. They have a man-made beach. Like I say, they have a port where you go in and they have white sand and they have water and stuff. Now the Galveston beach, Galveston is like the Gulf of Mexico. So the beach, the sand and stuff is not white. It's kind of like muddy like, it's not real sandy like because of the currents and tides and stuff that come up on the beach. So we go, a friend of mine, husband's birthday was around that time. So a lot of times we rent a beach house. We rent a beach house. So we stay at the beach house, and
Mhm.
people that want to go to the beach, they go to the beach, and other people stay at the house. So
So Jim, in your travels, what is the most exotic beach or the fondest memory or something that stands out to you in your travels?
The most exotic one was Pattaya Beach in Thailand. It's of course it's warm water and everyone goes swimming at it. But on the beach they have different bars, and they have one bar that was there that had a ring in it, and you go and you watch the Thai boxing, right? And you're allowed to have people from the audience who think they know what they're doing to get in the ring. And of course they get their butt kicked every time, right? So, but
A lot of
it's
alcohol, a lot of alcohol talking there, huh?
yeah, but it was fun to watch. It was a lot of fun to watch.
That that is crazy. I can see.
And
I mean,
they had restaurants that actually catch the food from the beach, right? They go out in the boats and they catch the food. So you can your plate would be about this big, and then you would have the fish that would go over both ends of the plate,
oh really?
and it would cost like $3. I mean, you would get king prawn that'd be about this size, and you get a plate of those. There's like 25 or 30 of them for like $5.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. It was probably one of the best places to eat that I've ever been to. It was awesome. That was the first time I went somewhere where they gave me hot soup and I wasn't prepared for it. But they gave me some soup and they said, "Oh, here, try this, try this." I'm thinking it's just soup, right? But we're in Thailand. So it had all the hot spicy peppers in it. I wasn't ready for it. Oh, oh.
So so what did you, I mean, hopefully you didn't have food in your mouth or anything when you were eating that soup. I mean, it wasn't like,
Oh no, no, no. It was okay. It just caught me by surprise. I actually
oh, okay.
I enjoy spicy food, so I don't care. But it just caught me off guard because it was white, so I'm thinking, oh, it's cooked with coconut. But then it had the ground up peppers inside that I didn't see. It spiced it right up real quick. So, oh yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Caught me off guard, but man, I'll tell you, that was an awesome soup. I want to go back and get some more.
So would you happen, would, so would, is it your opinion that when we go to the beach, we're working hard to build up those bodies or whatever, get tan, get some sun. It seems to be a consensus here that everyone goes there to eat and then just relax and enjoy themselves. Would that be pretty accurate?
Well, I don't usually go to eat, but depending on where you are. So when I was on the, like when I was on the beach in Thailand, I didn't go there to eat. I went there to be on the beach. But after I finished with the beach and I went back to the hotel, showered, all that stuff, and started walking around the different scene, I saw all these other things that were going on. But they were all there. And people generally do when they go to the beach, they generally do eat. I'm not a big fan of them eating on the beach because when they leave their garbage there, and that kind of like pisses me off.
Oh, yeah.
I hate when they do that.
Well, fellow Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen in our audience, those who are watching this, building that body for the beach just to eat and drink and have a conversation just like this, using those Toastmaster skills. And as we continue to educate ourselves and build more confidence, you too can build that confidence in addition to building that body that you're looking. Booby traps or not. So we would like to conclude this meeting by saying we are Talents Unlimited Toastmasters. We meet every Wednesday at 7 p.m. and we will soon be transitioning to a hybrid venue with what was the name of that place?
Trust Honda.
Trust Palmdale,
Yeah,
Trust Honda.
Trust Palmdale Honda in the city of Palmdale. And we look forward to seeing you there. And we will be having a traditional Toastmasters meeting. In addition, we will be having a format like this as well, where not only you could gain those skills, you can practice those skills in a podcast just like this. So thank you very much. We hope to see you next week, and we hope to see you in person in our new hybrid venue. So thank you again.